You see the story about the Jamaican bobsled team, Gordon?
They're back. Jamaica's got a bobsled team.
3. They qualified a 4-man, a 2-man, and a women's monobob, which is just one person in the bobsled. Congrats to them. It's
Are
exciting.
there
I
any,
saw the
track athletes on the squad? Do we
I
know?
looked at I looked at the roster, nobody's name jumped out to me. I saw the 4-man got the last spot in, so there's over 20, almost 30 teams, it looks like, that get in. So it's a long shot for the medals, but the Winter Olympics are just more exciting when Jamaica has a bobsled team in it.
So, here's a question for you. Who is more likely what over under no, hold on, let me not over under. Who is more likely to get more medals? A Jamaican bobsled team or a men's Jamaican sprinter?
Oh,
200 and
wow.
down. Not women's. Obviously, we know the women's are going to get their medals because they
Yeah.
got two of the fastest, maybe even three of the fastest people in the world right now. But how many men's medals 200 and down, not 4x1. I'm not going to count the 4x1. 200 and
Yeah.
100 versus the three bobsled events. Who gets more medals? Do they both get zero? Does bobsled eke out a bronze? Does this male sprinter out there somewhere eke out a bronze? Because ever since Bolt left, it's been just the women carrying that country, sprint wise.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
uh, what do you think? I mean,
Maybe it will be
110
like
hurdles does not count. 110 hurdles does
yeah.
not count.
Right, yeah,
Not counting.
110 hurdles has been good for Jamaica. Maybe it'll be exactly like track, and the women's monobod participant will be a superstar, and then the men will be off the podium. Um,
Ooh.
yeah. Did you know, Gordon, since 2016, no Jamaican man has broken 990 wind legal in the 100?
I have not known that, but now I do, and I appreciate that fun fact that I'm going to use at my local pub later this weekend.
After after Bolt's medal in the 100 in London 2017, things went completely downhill. 200, they didn't get a medal. 4x1, they obviously didn't finish. 2018, there was no global championships. Then you go to 2019, they got one finalist in the 100 who got fifth. They didn't get anybody in the 200. The 4x1 went out in the semis. Then you fast forward to 2021, nobody in the 100, and then one finalist in the 200. It's been a pretty precipitous drop off for Jamaica. There were hints of this for a while, but it's dropped off pretty dramatically. And here's the fastest times by the Jamaicans over the last couple of years in the 100. This is just 100. 2021, 995 Johan Blake, which was tied for 15th best in the world. 2020, weird year. Julian Forte, 1003, sixth. 2019, 996, Blake tied for 10th. 2018, Blake, 994, tied for 11th. There's a lot of countries ahead of Jamaica. Now, the women are great. The hurdles have been really good, but the men have been struggling. So, yeah, I think they need the bobsled performance to help bring up the men's sprinters.
Podcast has turned into like dunking on the men's sprinters of Jamaica, which I kind of started because I opened up the question with it. But hey, I think that's what happens when you have two of the greatest of all time on the women's side. It's going to equilibrium it out by like, hey, well, you're going to be pretty bad on the other side. Then you can't have greatness on both sides. You have to. If all the greatness is going to be sucked away from the men, it's going to go all into the women. So,
Well,
uh,
2012 they were pretty good. They got that the men
yeah,
got the sweep in the
yeah, but they
200
had
and
this guy
the
named Usain Bolt. They had this
yeah,
guy
well
named
that's the
Usain Bolt.
thing. That's the thing. You had Bolt and then you had Blake. Blake was good. Obviously didn't ascend to Bolt levels, which nobody can expect. But then even in the Bolt and Blake era, you had guys like, Frater out there, really solid guys.
Powell, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Safa Powell. And the transition's never been made. And I guess it'd be a longer conversation to figure out, why that is on the men's side. But these are just numbers. I mean, I'm not trying to dunk on him.